reaching into the past. ICENET. Dynasties live here.
Welcome to the ICENET Top 10. Get ready for the most thrilling countdown in sports. Here we go.
Go out, Johnny!
No.
Sends the Islanders down to Tampa for Game 7 on Friday night.
Not sure why the Islander fans are peppering the ice with cans of whatever it is on the ice. Your team just won in overtime and you're going to Game 7 and you're one win away from going to Stanley Cup Final. I can't understand this.
And cruising. All right, on next to Long Island, where Al Arbour and the Islanders are coming off a big overtime win and looking to take the series lead. The Isles take the lead first on a weird play. Cabaracci out of the net to clear. Bad bounce off the glass, right to Steve Thomas. Wide open net, 1-0 Isles. The Caps will get that one back to Alan May. Has his shot stopped, but Randy Burridge is there to bang in the big fat rebound. A 1-1 tie as the Caps even it up. Second period, Caps take the lead. Mike Ridley centers to Bobby Carpenter. Bad angle on the rebound, but he slips it in past Healy. 2-1 Caps lead, and Al Arbour says, that was an awfully bad angle. How did that go in? Third period, Caps take a 2-goal lead. They're in 2-on-1. Ridley, a beautiful feed to Pat Elniak. First a great move, then over to Elniak, and Elniak just has to steer it in. 3-1 for Washington at that point on Long Island. Isles trailing 3-2 now. Steve Thomas to Pierre Turgeon, who's been doing it for the Islanders all year, over 50 goals for them, and he ties it up for them late in the game. Overtime, the comeback is completed for New York. Ray Ferraro in front here, and he pops the winner. Cabaracci 4-3 for the Islanders in overtime, and they take the series lead. Steve Thomas had a pair, Turgeon had one, Ferraro with the overtime winner. Carpenter, Burridge, and Elniak for Washington. Ferraro has scored now in 6 straight games.
So this series lopsided, one of the tightest playoff series going on between the Islanders and the Capitals. New York leading 2-1. Both their wins coming in overtime. As a matter of fact, the Islanders are an incredible 27-7 when they go to the extra frame. Tonight, Game 4, Long Island, once again, regulation time was not enough to decide a winner, much to the chagrin of Terry Murray and his Washington Capitals. Caps on the power play, though. He's pretty happy with what he saw early on. Puck comes back to Al Iafrate. Iafrate, the shot goes off somebody's skate. Iafrate gets credit, 1-0 Washington. Rick Cabaracci, the story of the first period at the other end of the ice. Ray Ferraro with an opportunity. Watch that great stop there by Cabaracci. Then Travis Green splits the defenders, and again Cabaracci makes the big stop. On to the second period now. Caps to the two-man advantage. Peter Bondra, great pass, cross ice. Mike Ridley caps it in. 2-0 Washington. They're in control. A few minutes later, Aya Frady lets a big shot go from the point. Bondra called for interference on Healy. All of a sudden, it is 3-0 Caps. It's not called, rather. It stands. Al Arbor looks up to the scoreboard. 3-0 Washington. Islanders answer, though, on the power play of their own. Vladimir Malikov, brisk shot from the point. Finally beats Tabaracci, and the comeback has begun. 3-1 Caps. Then Washington looks to put it away when Todd Grieger scores. But this time, interference is called. Krieger's goal way off, no goal. Krieger goes nuts. Third period, the Islanders continue to come back. Claude Loisel tips it up front. Travis Green tips it in. Islanders within a goal. 3-2 they trail. A few minutes later, Uwe Krug. His shot handcuffs Tabaracci. Pat Flatley is there to knock in the rebound. They tie the score. Come back from a 3-0 deficit. Tied at 3. Overtime. Second overtime. Claude Loisel hits the streaking Ray Ferraro. Scores! Ray Ferraro, the overtime winner, does it for the Islanders. Come from behind victory. The Isles trail in this game 3-0. Come back to win it in overtime again. Their record in OT is now 28-7. That is incredible. What also is incredible is the fact that Ray Ferraro has now 2 overtime winners for the Islanders in this series. He leads the Isles to a 3-1 series lead. Incredible. The goal scorers recap in Aya Frady is 2, and Ridley with a single for the Capitals in the losing side. For the Islanders, it was Malikov, Travis Green, Pat Flatley, and of course, Ray Ferraro has done it again.
On a positive final series against the Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins, especially without their leading scorer, Pierre Turgeon, who of course was hit by Dale Hunter and out of it until last night. But last night, getting down to a 7th, and when that happens, anything can happen, as the Islanders added another chapter to their illustrious 7th game and overtime success. After a scoreless first period, the Penguins strike first. Samuelsson to Lemieux to Samuelsson, all his first goal of the playoffs, and 1-0 Penguins against Glenn Healy, who stopped 19 first-period shots. A Penguins giveaway will tie the game. Benoit Hogue shoots wide, but Steve Thomas is there for the rebound. 6th of the playoffs. It's 1-1 late in the second period. The Islanders lead 3-2 with the Penguins goalie pulled. Larry Murphy's shot deflects twice. Rick Tocchet will get credit for the goal. With 60 seconds remaining, the Penguins erase a 2-goal deficit to force overtime. And just over 5 minutes into sudden death, the crowd becomes quiet. The dangerous Ray Ferraro will break out, then passes to David Bullock, who scores the winner. Second of the night. Bullock hadn't scored in the playoffs in 3 years, but now his Islanders celebrate ousting the Penguins. Al Arbor and the Islanders advance to the Stanley Cup semifinals. What an incredible story. The Islanders continue their amazing success in playoff overtime, and they've never lost a series decider against the Penguins, once coming back from a 3-0 deficit. They are 7-0 in
Their incredible upset of the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins. Not a single team that finished the season in first or second in their respective division is still alive. All have been eliminated. As has been the story in most of the other upsets in this year's playoffs, goaltending was a big part of the Islanders' success as well.
The Penguins fired 19 shots at Glenn Healy in the first period, but the Isles netminder stopped them all and quickly set the tone for Game 7.
Samuelsson, save Healy. He covers it up. Great check put on. Back. Save! Glenn Healy.
Healy had some help from Lady Luck as well.
Lemieux breaking. He got it. Short-handed Lemieux. At the hole.
While Healy was brilliant at one end, Tom Barrasso struggled at the other. Benoit Hogue's deflected shot somehow finds the back of the net, and the Islanders take a commanding 3-1 lead at the 9-minute mark of the third period. But the defending champs battled back in the dying minutes of regulation. Rick Tocchet gets credit for the game-tying goal with a minute to go to force overtime. But just 5 minutes into the extra frame, the Islanders write the final chapter of their Cinderella series.
We got no respect from anybody. We got no respect from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And we're going to the semis and they're going home, and that is wonderful. We worked hard to it. There's no doubt that we were the team that was underdog from the start. And, to achieve this, I think it's a real compliment to the 20 guys that played tonight. And the 25 guys that played on our team that have just fought all year long points to win this game. It's been amazing.
on Potvin. Rechner out in front, still has it right in. He scores! There's a little puck stolen by Bossy and on goal. He scores! Sutter number 12. Back to Johnson. Johnson moving into. He scores! The chance for Patrick to carry it. Yes, the power of shooting. He scores! The Rangers have save on Bob Brook, who is in a row. How long can this go on? Islanders come back. Finelli knocked down, and Larry Patey, number 6. For the Rangers is set. Now Brent Sutter shoots. Rebound cleared. Tomorrow attack. He
and came off the boards, and I was just looking to get the shot on that.
In 1987, round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs featured one of the all-time epics.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Pressure-packed stadium here in Washington.
As Game 7 between the Islanders and Capitals wound down, Brian Trottier tied the game, setting the stage for an historic goaltending duel.
To Ridley. Ridley to Christian. Oh, what a glove save by Rudy. To Janssen coming in. He centered it out. Oh, what a save by Mason.
The two goaltenders' heroics continued into a 4th overtime, when finally the game concluded in dramatic fashion.
Comes to the line. LaFontaine shot. He scores. LaFontaine at the blue line. Here in the 4th overtime. Firing the shot and winning the series.
The controversial penalty to Jimmy Watson set up the winning goal of game number 1 in this Stanley Cup final as we reset the mood with a look at the Philadelphia Art Museum, where Rocky Balboa ran up the steps, and the New York Islanders on Tuesday night continued their climb with an overtime victory over the Flyers. With Watson in the penalty box, John Tonelli passes to Dennis Potvin, and the Islanders continue their amazing success on the road by taking Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
The winning goal came off the stick of a player that exemplified their hard-working team ethic, winger Bob Nystrom. The 80 Cup Final pitted Al Arbour's crew against the Philadelphia Flyers, a team that had established a record 35-game unbeaten streak during the regular season. The Islanders returned home for Game 6 with a chance to set course for franchise history. Nystrom and his teammates didn't want to waste this priceless opportunity. The game ebbed and flowed and eventually ended up going into overtime. It was there that goal number 2 on our list was scored.
4-4 tie, 7 minutes gone in overtime. Inning. Pass right on the stick of Tonelli. Coming in with Nystrom. Tonelli to Nystrom. He scores! Bob Nystrom scores the goal. The Islanders win the Stanley Cup.
My son is old enough now where he can get watching it on the videotape, and he really enjoys it, and occasionally I sit down with him and relive the glory of that moment. It was a great moment for me.
We hope to start some debates, not end them. Like and subscribe to join us for the next ICENET Top 10.
Dynasties live here.